right, welcome to the Action Martial Arts Power Hour. This is Alan Goldberg's brainchild. We're talking about martial arts. We're talking about comedy. We're talking about this, that, and the other thing. We're talking about the Mega Martial Arts Mega Weekend, January 28th to the 30th, 2022. Let me bring on the man himself. Alan, floor is yours.
Hey, folks, how you doing? Here we are. Got a great show for you tonight. We got a couple of new updates on different things going on in the industry. We got some of our favorite people on, and they always put a lot into the show, and I think they're enjoying it too. So that's the important thing. But I was very excited today. I got in the mail from Amazon. Our house, we get packages every day from Amazon. So anyway, today I got this one package. I was very honored and very nice. I got it in the mail, which came from the Soakership Council, Frank Sanchez, president. New book, which is excellent quality, beautiful quality. I suggest everyone go online and look for it. Frank did a wonderful job with this. Little story behind it, though. Soakership Council started probably about 30 years ago. I was one of the original people that were involved with it, and that did a lot to do with it. And actually, the first two events I helped put on. And there was some, how could I say this, internal problems, okay? And with a bunch of us had left the council, not knowing what was going on. It just wasn't organized the way we liked it at first. But it's turned out, contrary to some of the problems they've had, it turned out to be the hallmark of all Soakership groups in the world. I mean, there's nothing bigger, nothing better. It's the one you look for. So here I was 30 some years ago. I was in the book. Then there wasn't a book. Haven't been in the book since. And now, got to realize the camera one way or the other, right, Lou? But I realized that, it was a great organization. And Frank and I spoke a couple of years ago. And what had happened is there were some people in the organization that were fighting against me and John Pellegrini and, let's see, George Alexander, some other people, some great martial art people, and they were persuaded that we were helping or part of the organization, which we were. And we had all left, and Frank finds out years later that some of the people, and I will not mention names, but some of the people who were involved were really backstabbers. And I had warned them about it, and of course, who am I at that point? I was one of the guys they were after. But what it was is I was one of the guys that had the biggest voice in the whole martial art industry, which they didn't like. I've never used my influence to hurt anybody that way, unless you screw with me, then I'm going to hurt you. But I've never used my influence as just a person to go after someone for no reason. There are a lot of people in this industry that are not on the up and up. But I will say 90% to 95% are. So I always put myself wholeheartedly into anything that someone needs to be done and help other people in other organizations, so on and so forth. And that's what the Action Martial Art event is all about. It's not just about a dinner giving awards out. It's about helping and camaraderie that we put together with everyone's involved. It's not me. I always tell people it's not my event anymore. It's everyone that's involved. And I just want to make one little announcement. This year we have a new special guest is going to be at our event. He's been there once before. And our buddy Vinny is going to be doing a few minutes on stage with his comedy act. And the guy's a riot. You've watched the show, you'll know. So we're so honored to have Vinny on stage, and it really should be a blast. If you got a chance, you got to go online to YouTube and watch some of his videos. I just watched his last one with the toilet paper. That was a good one. But you got to watch some of his. Vinny's great. We'll talk a little more about it when we get to Vinny. But also tonight we're going to talk about the entertainment field. And ironically, we got our buddy Dennis on here talking about the 24-hour station we're working on. So we're pretty excited about that. And Joe's got a lot of great information we're going to be talking about tonight about the movie industry and what's going on in the martial art world. What I want to do is I want to talk to Lou a few minutes, because Vero Hive is really starting to set up as one of the premier sites for this type of situation. We're still in beta mode, but I'm going to tell you something. You're going to see some wild stuff coming very soon. So Lou, just 2 minutes, give us a rundown. What's going on with Vero?
Well, basically with VeroEye, we're adding a lot of features and functions so that, people can use it and they don't have to spend an arm and a leg to go utilize it. We have different channels and we have from main to town hall. And we're going to have a broadcasting channel where someone can have multiple cameras set up and actually make a show. And they're going to be able to go record and manage it and produce the show right there, right on Vero. And if they'll have all the tools, the screen sharing and stuff like that, where they can add video and all this other stuff. When they do this, they don't even have to edit. They don't even have to edit. It's a done deal when they're done. They can have multiple guests on and stuff like that. And Vero is not just about entertainment. It's about business too. Where people can come on here. They can have private meetings. We have an area called the deal room where they can come in and there's no recording there. They don't have to worry about somebody recording the meeting, and that's very important. Mm-hmm. And then we have other features and functions that are happening, but for the world of martial arts, people want to go global. Town hall is the way to go because they can connect and bring people on. They can produce a show and get it out there and let people know. They can have their own thing going on. So just a lot of good stuff that we're doing. And, there are other platforms out there. But honestly, from desktop to web-based to mobile to the integration of everything, because you can actually go and share secure documents through one of our other divisions, which is DocuMega. And if you know DocuSign, DocuMega is as good, if not better, because it's blockchain enabled. Security, security. And you're going to be able to share it here in this room very soon. You'll be able to share documents and sign documents in real time while you're speaking to someone. So a lot of good things are coming about. And I appreciate taking the time on the show to talk about this. But now we have to get down to the real business, which is going to be Joe Ribello. I'm going to bring him in. And then I'm going to bring in Vinny because he's just going to make me laugh. And then Dennis is just going to finish the job. Welcome, guys.
How's everyone doing tonight?
Good. Doing great.
Good. Doing great. Well, I want to talk to Vinny first. Vin, tell us a little about what you're going to be doing and some of your great ideas. We were talking about Atlantic City and stuff like that.
Well, I'm not gonna give the open because we already know the open. I shared it with you. That's gonna say with them. No. But look, I'm gonna come out and do some martial arts comedy uniquely for that night. I mean, everybody in that room are friends. We know so many people in that room that it will be like an action martial arts roast to everybody in that room.
Oh boy,
it will really. I mean, forget about it. He told me just go. So. I'm not worried about it. If a fight starts in that room, everybody's catching a beating. There's a lot of guys that can throw punches in there.
I got to tell you, today, Hank Garrett was going to be on the show, but he was going to Palm Beach.
Oh, Palm Beach. He's going to go golfing.
And so he calls me up.
Palm
Springs. I'm sorry. I'm a Brooklyn guy. What can I tell you? But he calls me up and he apologizes to me that he can't be on the show tonight. He's home and be in Palm Springs. And I says, some F you, I told him. He heard over the phone like how you panicked. I says, you're going to tell me that you're in Palm Springs eating a beautiful dinner. I'm out here stuck with a 32-degree weather out here, freezing my balls off. And now you want me to be happy about it? And he starts laughing and joke, whatever. But I says, no. I says, enjoy your dinner, whatever. We'll get him on another time. But Hank's a wonderful guy. We love him dearly. And anyone that meets Hank, kind of realizes the type of guy he is from the minute you meet him. He's become very much part of our event every year. And we always wish him luck in anything he does.
Sure.
Anything else, Vin, before we go on to?
We tried to get him. Remember, we tried to get him on last week. He popped on for a minute.
He got lost with car 54, and we don't know where he went.
Right.
That's what I was saying. Where are you?
Where are you?
Getting on this show sometimes is like being in a bad transporter room on Star Trek. You come up a minute and then you disappear, and you come up a minute and then you disappear. And Scotty's back there going, I think I got Hank. I can't bring him in.
Well, give her all she's got.
Yeah. And then we called it. Alan says, get him on the phone. Get him on this week because Alan felt bad for last week, so get him on the phone. I called him 4 or 5 times. He finally answered the phone. I said, "Oh, you got to go on the show tonight. I'm in Palm Springs." I said, "So what does that mean? The signal don't go over there? All you got to do is use my thing over here, wherever you are. What are you talking about?" "But I'm going to be at a beautiful dinner." I said, well, "Come on. What are you doing?" As your agent, I can't work like this.
He was very upset again. I said, "Listen, we're here, as I said, like last week, we have no the hell idea what we're doing here, but we do it anyway."
We were doing it. If it wasn't for Vinny, I don't know. You make me in tears, man. Killing me.
Anyway, Dennis, let's hear a little bit.
Wait till I get the microphone in my hand, pal.
Let's hear a little bit what's going on with the channel, Dennis.
Yes, we're working on our logo and our opening video, and we should have that done pretty soon here. So we're going to put Vero Hive, our show, here on the channel, and we're going to try to put all the programming that we can of our people at Action Martial Arts event on the show.
Yeah. Matter of fact, this year we've got to bring a lot of cameras and a lot of roll in there, because I'll tell you the truth, just to do some of the seminars there and put it on the channel will be great too.
Yeah.
I will have a little contractual stuff that we can't do with some seminars, because we have guys like Bill and some of these other guys, Benny the Jet and Don, being filmed for a different project, which I told you about. And those guys, it's almost on a pay-per-view type thing they're working on. But we've got like 60 seminars going on by some of the world's best anyway, either way. But, 6 are going to be filmed for this one project. And we've got another 54 seminars. Matter of fact, this year, Joe will be doing
Alan, we could be live at the event. We can be live.
Well, we can do some stuff live, definitely. But we want to take some stuff and put it on the channel, because we'll have enough information. We could run a whole couple days with the seminars going on. And Vinny's going to be blessing us this year with a seminar. Joe, of course, does one every year. So we got great people. I mean, there's nothing but
Vinny, you gonna bring the Mars rover with you or what?
Yeah, he's gonna bring a plate back.
I'm gonna bring my statue.
There you go.
Hey Vinny, did you get any calls from up there yet?
No, I told you, the one guy called. He said, "How far do you deliver?"
Well, I think he was trying to come on too, but he had some problems. I don't know.
But we got, it's funny.
Well,
I saw someone on was on Facebook the other day, and they had something down, and they put down, their event as quality, not quantity, on seminars. So I wrote something else back on my thing, not to go after them, but on my thing. I said, we do go after the numbers, but we do go after quality. Because of our quality, it's contagious of our numbers. In other words, we build our numbers because the quality is contagious. That's why we have 4,000 people at our expo.
Well, you look at the lineup you have. You look at the lineup. Who else has that lineup? Nobody.
No,
you go to the expo. Yeah, but look, you go to the expo, you go to a seminar, you see people you can't see any time in your life, and then you go to the casino, you do your thing, and go to your room, you go walk outside, you freeze a little bit, you play in the sand with snow, and then you come back in. At least you get to mingle. There are things to do. You're not in a lobby. You're not in the lobby waiting and getting an award on the steps as you go.
Well, the greatest thing about having in the Tropicana, the hotel is so goddamn big that you can just walk for a half hour before you get to the other end of the place. So it's wonderful. And, our lineups are always great. We have people that are, maybe not big names, but they use our platform to build their name. And that's great. We don't mind that. We love that. And then we have the guys that have been around 40 years, 50 years, 60 years doing stuff. So it's a combination of everyone that complements each other. Okay? So, yeah, we may have quantity, but we got it because of the quality. Simple as it gets.
No one did not going to come if you don't have quality. You can go in, and rook somebody one time. They're not going to come again if the quality's not there. So
my old saying is,
20-something years later, we're still going strong. So.
My saying, if you go to a restaurant and don't like the food, you don't go back to eat there again.
No.
Simple as can be. So, we are very happy with what we produce and have. And again, we got Vinny's new. We got about, believe it or not, what happens with my event is that guys don't want to give spots up. We only have like 50, 60 spots that we're able to put up, and guys don't want to give spots up. So every once in a while, I got to pull people and put another person in, new people in, just to accommodate new people's faces there. It's important. And whoever we've had, except for the one guy, I hate to say, broke someone's arm one year, but that was another story. He was from a different country anyway. But
and that guy was 3 days late on the VIG. I mean, come on.
I know.
It happens. It happens. You're all a little bit. You get a visit. What are you going to do?
It happens.
But we got great people, and just to give the audience a little understanding of what's going on, I put something up. I've actually learned how to use Facebook in a very good way, and my numbers. I put something up. I'm getting 200, 150, 200, 300 people coming on and liking what we put up, and that's amazing, really. You don't get that. Usually you see most guys' pages get 2 or 3 likes on it. We'll be getting hundreds and hundreds of likes. And we're making it interesting. If people, again, realize I mentioned it 2 weeks ago about our artists, we got some great artists that make stuff, and I constantly put new artwork up. So it makes it interesting. If you see the same poster every day, you're not going to look at it a second time. So we're working on it. But we've already have, at this point, 25 countries coming to the event.
Oh, nice.
All right? And we're not done. I can tell you that right now. I have a lot of people I haven't put up yet, purposely, because we're not, working on letters. We got to get letters for the consulates and so on and so forth. A lot of work behind all that stuff, guys, that people don't realize.
Yeah, when you're bringing somebody into the country, they have to get an invite and everything else.
Yeah, if I spell one thing wrong in the name,
they come back.
They reject it, and it's like I put out this week alone probably about 45 letters to different consulates for different countries and different things. And, each person has to have their own letter. So if I got a group of 6 people, come on, I got to make 6 letters up. It's a real pain. But I like the fact that we're as international as we are, and we're getting more and more every year. So it's an important thing.
And the event goes down on the embassy records for each embassy that they came to see you and they were there for the event, which is a good thing.
Yeah. And what I'm happy about too with that, I really love it. To me, everybody that's involved is a celebrity. We treat everyone as, top of the line, top people that we have. And it's a funny thing that, when I put something up, all of a sudden I see a guy like Don Wilson rock up, Cynthia Rothrock, Dan Severn, Guy White. I mean, all this, like Christine Bannon, Kathy Long, the list goes on of the celebrities that jump on our pages and say things, and the support I get from the celebrity movie field, quote unquote, amazing. And, the people that are involved, again, Joe, you mentioned it last week. All of a sudden you're on my page and you put something down, and all of a sudden Cynthia Rothrock jumps on and says, "Oh, Joe, I can't wait to see you guys again." And people realize that building that reputation and the group that we've built, good for everybody, not just one person, but everyone that's involved. Yep. So, I'm very proud about it. But tonight we're going to talk a little bit about what's going on. Joe's going to have a little fun here now about the movie industry. And, of course, if you got something to say, guys, just lift your hand and we'll get you in there. But, Joe, we're going to be a busy...
We're going to keep everybody just live at the same time, and we can just have a free-flowing conversation.
Again, we have no idea what the hell we're doing, but anyway.
We're going with it.
Go.
Great. Well, welcome back, my friends, to the fun that never ends. We are here now live on Vero High.
There you go.
Love it.
That's our
And he was going to do the chorus.
That's our new rap. Me, Vinny, and Dennis singing in the background there.
You don't want Vinny singing, the fire department will show up.
Well, the cats are going to be out. I don't know.
All the cats are going to leave the building. Right?
After Vinny and the comedic greetings from the land of beatings, we got to talk about a lot of members of the Action Martial Arts group have been very popular lately in various media. Again, we got to talk about Michael Jai White, who, when you look at it, he's the first person in DC history who portrayed not only the character, the Bronze Tiger from Richard Dragon Kung Fu Fighter in the Arrow TV series,
Right.
but also has reprised that role in the brand new Batman cartoon DVD, Batman: The Soul of the Dragon. And I mean, it's
That's
great
rare that they
seeing
do
this.
that, Joe. They don't do that. The TV and everything, they keep things separate.
Exactly.
Yep.
So this is the first time you've seen a character portrayed in two different genres, especially through like a huge company like DC right now, as they're getting ready for Justice League with the Snyder recut for HBO Max.
Yep.
And,
Quick story about Michael J. White, though, just to see what type of guy he is. So a lot of people meet him, they know him. So he's a wonderful guy. But we went out to Vegas one weekend, and he goes, "Well, stay at the airport. Don't worry, I'll meet you there." And I'm laughing my ass off. And so all of a sudden, I see this truck is beeping his horn. It's a big Hummer, one of the old Hummers, the old ones. And he pulls up. He looks at me. He goes, "Come on, get in." I says, "Okay." I jump in and we're going through. He's going through construction sites with this damn thing. Hopping over barriers, stuff like that. He goes, "His Hummer rights, don't worry about it." But Mike, I told him that day in the car that I've watched so much of his stuff coming out. And he's gotten to be such a good actor lately.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the last couple of years, his acting career and things are going so much better for him. Great fighter from day one. That we all know. He's a tough guy in his own right. And I don't know if you guys knew his little nickname years ago was Bam Bam. It's because he was fighting all the time in the streets. But Joe, did you know that, Joe?
oh yeah, well he's from New England.
Okay.
I'd watch him. He'd be at the Karate Referee Association New England Crane tournaments, Ippon. If there was a chance for him to fight, he was there. Especially
one time
money involved. He's always there.
We went off. He was at the Playboy Club back in the old day when Alex Steinberg did the tournament.
Oh, plus one Steinberg. Yep.
Right. Do you remember in the 90s, the Playboy Club?
Yeah, Lake Geneva, they had it up in Wisconsin.
Yep. And
yeah.
I was up there with a bunch of guys. We were working up there and hanging out, and I met Mike. That was like the first time I met him. And he wasn't a movie star yet, nothing.
No.
And he fought Oak Tree, Demetrius Oak Tree.
Wow.
And he'll talk about it to this day. He goes, "All I remember was getting hit by Oak Tree." He goes, that's it. I don't remember anything else. I got hit by Oak Tree, and that was the end of it. And I said, "Yeah, Oak Tree kind of has that way about him when he hits you." So, anyway, but I said to him, I says, "Mark my words. By the time you're at a certain age in this industry, you will be the next black Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's got a physique like Arnold. He's got the looks like Arnold did. He's got the talent. This guy, when he gets that right break, I'm telling you, he's going to go right through the roof. And it's happening. Did you see the new show he was doing with the movie he did when he played like a Texas Walker? I don't know. I don't even know if it's out yet, but I saw it.
You stumped Joe, Alan. You stumped
him. I knew what he was talking about, but I know it hasn't been released yet.
Okay, it hasn't really. I saw like a 10-minute
I mean, it's like a who's who. You know, he calls
I
up
saw
all
a 10-minute clip of it.
Western, and we're like,
he plays like a Texas Walker Ranger. The guy is phenomenal in it. So I mean, we give him a lot of credit, and he's one of our guys. Just like I put online one day, I said Don Wilson was on. I said, "Please support one of our brothers," and whatever. And Don came back on Facebook and he said, "Hey, thanks, Alan," blah 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 blah. And that's the beautiful thing. We're building a community, and that's what it's all about. And guys, if you're listening to this show and you're not part of the community, you know what you need to get in? Just be a nice person. Just come on.
That's it.
That's it. Just come in. We have open arms for everybody. Unless you're a knucklehead, then we throw you out.
Well, we had a couple of those during the years. Huh?
yeah, we had a few of them. Right, Vinny? Huh?
I remember. You know what? I remember. I want to share this story real quick. I'm not going to name names. I remember when me, you, Art, and Oak Tree, we were in Long Island. And we stopped by a hotel to see a particular person. And when you went inside there, the guy turned into a ghost. He turned into a ghost. But it was just funny how as good of a guy as you are, that people still try to do funny business.
Until you see him face to face.
Oh yeah, the guy crapped his pants. That's period. The end. Yeah.
Louis.
Well, we're on the topic.
We were in
Go on, Vinny. Let Vinny go.
We were in Montana at Dr. Bob's house, and we're going. He takes you into town for those milkshakes, So we're on our way into the town for the milkshakes. In the pickup truck is Jason Lam, Samuel Kwok, oh my God, Silvio Silmac, myself, Bob Goldman, and we're all in the car. And some tweaker that weighs about 106 pounds cuts in front of the van, in front of the pickup truck, and gives us a look like, I'll get out of the car and give you all a beating. And I said to myself right then, this poor guy could not have picked a worse car in history to attack than this car, right?
He must have thought he was in Deliverance, being in the mountains. You know,
Unbelievable.
Silvio and I were looking at each other like, you believe this?
Yeah, I know. Go on, Joe, to finish up here now.
Well, let's talk about another member that's got a lot of popularity lately, Ron Van Cleef. Yep. Ron Van Cleef's book, The Hanged Man, is being made into a movie. He also has an animated movie as well. An animated series is also going to be The Tao of the Black Dragon. Mm-hmm. So he's got that coming out as well. And, you know, we look at all the new movies coming out right now. The Mortal Kombat reboot's coming out in April.
Yeah.
This Friday, they're releasing the Disney film, Raja and the Dragon, which is one of the first Disney films to ever show Filipino martial arts and Filipino stick fighting. That's never been done before, especially with a Disney princess. You know, so that's going to be huge.
They're doing it within a show, Joe. Did they bring anybody in to do that?
It's Awkwafina is the voice of the dragon. Okay. And again, it's a Disney animated movie. It's a cartoon. Well, but cool. It's the first one ever featuring Filipino martial arts.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's going to be huge. Another thing that's coming out, again, we talked about Michael and Ron Van Cleef. They're doing a reboot. They're going to reboot Kung Fu after 40 plus years.
Really?
Now with a female lead.
What?
And it made me realize, I was talking to people the other day, it's like, what?
It makes you want to put a wig on, right, Joe?
Oh, wait. I got it.
Who the hell remembers Grasshopper? Who remembers David Carradine or Kay Luke? Nobody.
Well, look at the Equalizer now.
I have to
Equalizer, you know?
Is it a female that came to be? It was a male originally. Had a sex transfer, taking the role back over, and it's being go in front of the Congress that they're allowed to do this. Is this what this is all about?
I don't think it's transgender, but I think it's transgenerational.
I'm just checking. I tell you one thing. I mean, we're not getting political on the air here, but we're talking about common sense now. If I got a guy built like Vinny, and I put him in a ballerina class, and he says to jump over things, I know he's going to win. So these poor girls that are out there that are joining teams and going against, guys that are physically men with maybe long hair now, okay? How do they, compete anymore? That whole competition. And not only that, but if you think about it, and I remember well, if you put women or men that are men into the MMA, how fair is that to the women fighters?
Yeah, there was something, Alan, where there was a guy. He's an athlete, but he wasn't anything special as a man being an athlete. Got a sex change, became a woman, and he's bashing them and all that other stuff. And I'm like, I don't understand that. I mean, there's something wrong there.
But you notice Dennis ain't saying nothing here. So we the rest of the four of us are going to have people picketing in front of our house tomorrow. Dennis is not saying anything. But anyway. But no, I
don't worry about it.
Joe's going to let me either.
Controversy. It's good.
We'll send him to Joe's house.
But the truth of the matter is, I just don't understand what's going on in the country or the world at this point. And I did have a girl that was a friend of mine, her name still around, wonderful girl, Cookie Melendez. I don't know if you know any of you.
Wow.
Yeah. I know Joe does. But Cookie Melendez was one of the toughest girls you ever meet in your life. Mm-hmm. And I mean, she was a little skinny nothing, Cookie, when she started off. But we went to some kickboxing shows, and I used to do some judging and stuff like that. And they had no one to fight this guy one night. Cookie goes, "Well, I'll fight him."
We'll fight him, yeah.
Everyone looked at her, and then what? She was, "Well, I'll fight him," and she wasn't kidding. They let the fight go on, and she won the fight.
Oh, I believe it.
Well, sometimes it goes the other way too. You know.
Well, you remember Cookie Melendez against Marion Bermudez? That was a freaking war. That was a war.
She was a tough girl. I mean,
yeah.
she fought a lot of stuff over the years. And matter of fact, she's doing a competition online right now. If you get a chance to look her up, she's doing some sports athletic and other things online. I posted it for her, and I think she's doing well with it. She said she's getting a lot of response from it.
We got to bring her on the show to talk about that.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to contact her. But she's a great girl. Yeah. Been in the industry as long as I have, and this girl was a fighter from day one. Let me tell you, she fought. What was her name? It was a good fight. Fortunately, the one Cheryl.
Sure, Wheeler.
That had passed away. That got shot.
Yeah,
and
Duncan Wheeler. Duncan
Wheeler.
Yeah, her married name was
Duncan. They had 4 years ago, and that was a battle too. They went to the battle. But I'm going to bring Cookie on the show, and everyone will be very amused by her. She's got a little nice sense of humor and tough as nails.
I just want to say something for people that are viewing, listening, everything. Look, whether you're gay, straight, black, white, transgender, whatever, we welcome everyone. So when we talk about this, we're just talking about if you have an extreme advantage. If you're a 280-pound dude and now you have a change and now you go into sports, there's an unfair advantage there.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It's like me beating up my
we're talking about.
It's like me beating up my 4-year-old grandson. It's the same thing. You can't have people with different strength and muscle structures and stuff like that. It's just ridiculous how they get away with it.
Yeah.
But, Alan, I know Dennis remembers. Vincent, remember Bess Bussy against Joe Hess at the Oriental World? He destroyed her. I mean, I think he actually tore one of her kidneys in half with one shot. Damaged her. It was like, you look at that, and that's the opposite side of it, where she wanted to prove
that was the old Aaron Banks days when he didn't know who was fighting the first night that night anyway. He threw anyone in to fight. Believe me, I was there, and I used to get upset with Aaron because he used to run these gigantic shows, and then he just picked people to go on stage and do stuff because he had no lineup. And everyone thought he had a great lineup when they didn't realize he didn't know what the hell he was doing until that night. And we were supposed to do a show together, and I said to him, well, let's look at that. He said, we don't need to do that. I go, what do you mean we don't need to do that? I don't want a guy to have 9-year-old kids doing kata and people are paying $75 for a ticket. Who needs that? Mm-hmm. But whatever, God rest his soul. He was a pioneer in what he did. I didn't agree with everything he did, but he definitely was a pioneer.
Well, thanks to you in the Action Martial Arts event, I got to meet two of the wildest fights in the history of Oriental World of Self-Defense, which was Tayari Cassell against Benny the Jerdokides and Tayari Cassell against Little John Davis. And I got to watch all three of those men at your event.
I just watched the Little John Davis and Tayari's fight last night. Wow. It was on. I don't know who put it up, but I clicked and I saw it and I said, oh my God. And I sat and watched the whole thing. It was some fight.
Yeah.
It was some fight.
We got to bring him on the show.
Well, Tayari was supposed to come on. I'm working on it right now.
Okay.
Trying to work because he's got a business he's running. But Tayari, at that time, matter of fact, we can get the clip and show a little bit of the clip too, because it's really interesting. Tayari lost. My opinion, I think it should have been a draw. Very honestly, not one either way, because both guys were sharp. Both guys had power. Both guys were doing. Tayari was a little more of a dancer in what he did, in the sense that he was able to move around a lot more, and Little John was more of the karate type guy. So very interesting fight, though. Very interesting. It's just ironic. I saw it last night. But Joe, what else about the movie industry? What's going on?
Well, we've got, there's several films coming out throughout the year. 2021 is looking like a really action-packed. There's been a couple of, for lack of a better term, a little offbeat films. I don't know if anyone saw Nicolas Cage in Jiu-Jitsu. Oh. And it was a kind of a sci-fi futuristic Predator, Terminator. It was really interesting. I gotta say, it was an interesting mix. And also seeing Tony Jaa. What movie isn't Tony Jaa in? He's been in Jiu-Jitsu. He's been in Monster Hunter. You know, he's scheduled at least for 3 more films this year. I mean, you can't find an action movie without seeing Tony Jaa in it in some capacity. So he's really
you guys go to my Facebook page. I think I put it up on my martial arts sharing and caring. I just put up the thing where you said jiu-jitsu with Martin Lawrence. He had the show.
Oh gosh!
And I think I just put it up tonight, just before we went on. Actually, I saw it and I put it up. You got to watch it. It's funny as hell. And actually, you know my mentality. Now I'm going to try to find him through his agent and try to bring him to the show because you know
that'd be great.
I mean, I've done that before. I've got the craziest people in the world, and I dig them out again. If you remember, I did it with the De Niro guy. Saw the guy on TV, and the next day I started doing it, you know, looking, and I found him, and we brought him into our show, and it was a great thing. We had a good time. We don't talk about the other parts of it, but we had some good fun with it. It was great. Matter of fact, if anyone got a chance, go to the San De Niro Feast online. Okay, not San Gennaro, San De Niro Feast. And it's him doing a whole act with the one commercial. Funny as hell. If you don't look at this guy and think it's De Niro, it's unbelievable. And one thing when I had him at my show, he's taller than De Niro is. But all the European guys that came to my show thought it was Niro. And all the newspapers in Europe had De Niro at my show with covers up front. And this guy's taking pictures with all these European guys, and they had no idea. And the only American, and I love the guy, Orlando Rivera. Orlando was at the event, and they were in the elevator, and he goes, Alan, how the hell did you get De Niro to your show? And I look at him, and his wife looks at him. And he goes, what? He goes, how'd you get De Niro to your show? And I go, that's not De Niro. And his wife and I almost fell on the floor. He thought it was De Niro. The guy was that good, very honestly. The guy was excellent. But you got to go send De Niro Feast online. Vinny, I saw you the one video that you did with the toilet paper. Also, you guys go on. Well, what do you have that listed on there? What's that listed?
I put it out on my page today. It's listed under the coronavirus neighbor.
Right. Got to watch that. That's cute. Very cute.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah. I put up 3 of the band commercials today on my page, the ones that were really great and real mobbed up. And I put them all up there. I said, just because you people don't want to see it, I'm reposting it again.
Now, you saved those clips on your computer, though, right?
Oh, yeah. They're still all over YouTube, you know. Everybody still goes and sees them. You don't get a residual from it. They hold on to it.
Yeah.
You know,
you guys gotta watch
the internet hit the actor pretty good. Believe me, the internet really took something out of the actor's pocket when it came around.
Unbelievable. Well, listen, unfortunately, I had to be honest with you. And again, not to get political, people, but we're talking to a guy that makes his living off of what his talents are. And, you know, if we don't, I don't want to use the word fight back, but if we don't open our mouths and say what we feel is wrong, it's only going to get worse. I saw gas today, $3 a gallon. How's that for you?
What about Cuomo?
$4.25.
What about
$4.25?
$4.20. In New York, it was $1.99, and today I saw it for $3.
So, Alan, what about Cuomo and Newsom? They're coming together. What are they doing?
Yeah, well, today he said
they're going eyes wide shut or what? I don't know.
Yeah, they're not. He's not resigning, Cuomo.
No, but, he said I'm not resigning. I'm elected by the people, but you know what? I can go and grab a butt here and there.
His father was a great guy.
Mario Cuomo was a good guy.
Yeah. His 2 sons,
Chris Cuomo.
Yeah, they're not my cup of tea, very honestly. But that's for another show.
Let's not say anything derogatory. Nothing derogatory, but the guy should have got a vasectomy.
Yeah. The father, huh?
Yeah. Boy made, what's that guy's name? What do we call? I can't wait to see him. I just want to call him Fredo one time and watch him freak out. I just to do it.
You know something? They had something when he was in the street, and they started yelling Fredo.
They called that guy Fredo, he freaked out on that poor kid. Remember?
Let me tell you, he turned white. And, people are saying it. They can say anything they want. If you don't like it, too goddamn bad.
Yeah.
But you're right. Fredo. Unbelievable. But, yeah, Joe, go on.
Well, I'd seen something. I'm trying a little bit this off air. And Vinny, I want to talk about that certificate behind you because, like I said, it's drawn by a good friend of mine's, Ed Parker Jr., and it's from the Martial Arts History Museum. And I was going to ask you a little bit about that. So you said you got that.
That was Vinny Day.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you had your own day, Vin.
Yes.
Matsuda hooked you up,
Yes.
huh?
It was September. Yeah.
Did you get the special massage too? Because I heard that's part of the package. Did you get the special?
Yeah, you do get a special massage. It's a colon massage, and I use both fists.
Well, before he said that,
worth the
certificate. Gee, thanks, guys. But I've been helping Michael out. He's working on social media, and he's doing these broadcasts that are available on YouTube. And he was trying to get to be able to show on YouTube and on Facebook simultaneously. So I helped him out with that, and he's been putting out videos. I'm really happy about it because he like so many businesses is struggling because of COVID. And
meanwhile, he could have came here and he could have set something up and had
a
situation.
You mentioned that. I was talking to him about that and contacting you.
He has my number.
But he's got to reach out.
He's got to reach out.
I love Michael, but sometimes he doesn't realize he's got to reach out.
He's got to reach out. He's got to make the call.
I love Michael.
Wheels moving, baby. Yeah.
And one thing I got to say he's got to do, he's got to cover the rest of the world besides just the California people.
Oh, that's a big story.
I'm sorry.
No, fair enough, right? You bet.
Sorry. I mean, Michael DePasquale was father, God rest his soul. Had a little, to do with him because his father wasn't covered. And Michael's father was a pioneer.
Oh, yeah.
Michael's father was, he was one of the nicest men you ever met in your life. Yeah. And he ignored it. He ignored him. And he was, same thing with like Moses Powell and Ronald Duncan and some of the greatest. You got to remember, New York had some of the most, how do I say this? Besides being some of the best martial artists, had some of the most colorful martial artists in the world.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
I mean, going back, go on.
Well, speaking of which, let's talk about the next thing I was going to talk about because it segues right into it. Plus, Bare Knuckle Truth that's available right now on Amazon Prime that you're on.
Yep. I was honored to be in that. I think there was about 7-8 people, about 10 people probably that were recorded. And God bless that day. Wow, I got a little touchy there. I sat there the whole day with Rico Guy. Okay, and we filmed that together. We were in the same room, and Rico was always joking. God bless him. And we filmed it in the same room all day together. Lou Ferrer, myself, Rico, San Kalik. It was a great filming too. We had a good time. It was really nice.
And here's the funniest part about watching that thing. So I'm watching it. There's Lou Ferrer, and he's talking about it. He shows a couple, and they show a segment where he goes to spit at some guy, and he's talking about that. I filmed that. That's from the Professor V Memorial in Rhode Island. I'm going, hey, where's my screen credit? I filmed that.
Yeah, your shekels, Joe. They forget about Joe. Same way they forgot about Vinny and his commercial. He didn't get a dime. He didn't get a shekel. He didn't get a rock. Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't even get a
someone today out of Connecticut actually sent me, and I have the copy, but sent me my first cover of Action Martial Art magazine. Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm saying some guy sent me the whole thing, and on the front cover was Professor V.
Oh, okay.
And I tell people, people know me as being the Action Martial Art promoter and producer and whatever I've done so much 30 years already, 31 years. And when we started off, I started with a gentleman, Al Sussman was his name. He was my editor at the time. Mm-hmm. And we went to print the magazine. We had no idea. We went to this guy that printed penny savers and everything on newspaper. And we went with 12 pages, okay, put together by typewriter and by hand. We had no idea what the hell we were doing. When we get there and the guy tells us we had to have 16 pages. So we took our business cards out of our wallets and we started putting them in the magazine like full pages. But we put together Action Martial at the first issue. Look where we are now. Our third issue of the second volume, so it would have been number 87, 88 right now. We just came out with Ross Levine, one of the top competitors in the world right now. He's fighting kickboxing now on Glory. Great kid. I know the kid when he was a little kid growing up. Tough kid. Very, very good weapon guy and everything else. So he's on our cover. And I'm hoping we're working on what's going to go on a new magazine that I'm doing, Wing Chun Magazine. We're getting there. We still have a little more to do, but we're going to print probably in a month and a half. And the next action, I'm hoping to have Osa Tayari Casal on the cover. But we promised him this years ago. Unfortunately, I'm not in the production aspect of that magazine right now. I just oversee everything, but I do have my thing that I keep putting in there. So we're having a meeting on that, and that should be our next cover too. Harry's a great guy, and he's worked very hard over the years with us, and good friend. And but we got to speak to Mike Masuda, and he's got to cover more East Coast people.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan to me. And since you mentioned it, so next Wednesday, Alan Goldberg's Power Hour, a trip down memory lane. I'm going to pull out my personal collection of all those action martial arts magazines, including issue 1, and we'll go down a trip down memory lane when it used to be from newsprint, the famous white with the red trim covers, to the full color covers, and we'll go down a trip down memory lane on the history of action martial arts.
I had to tell I had no idea what the hell I was doing. For years, I had no idea what the hell I was doing. And until they started making PDF files online, I was able to do it correctly. Once we were able to do PDF files. But at the old time, my friend Pete McCallie used to print the magazine for me. He had a big printing shop. And we put the thing together. We had no idea what we were doing. Everything was cut and paste and typewriters and stuff like that before computers, because we're going back 30 years ago.
Wasn't Pete? Was he a Goju guy out of New York, New Jersey?
Yeah,
Red Lion Goju.
Yep.
There's your moment, Lewis. There's the Wikipedia Joe moment for the night.
I see that. I was trying to brush over Pete. I said, Pete, we don't want to talk about Pete right now, but that's at least you knew that.
But
Alan, were you close to Ron Taganashi?
No, not really. But you know who I hooked up with? Remember Teddy Wilson?
Yeah.
Remember Teddy Wilson?
Teddy's mentioned in the documentary, as a matter of fact.
Yes.
Yeah.
The funny thing about Teddy Wilson, in the old days, back in the 74, 75, 76, Teddy Wilson, Sidney Fielson, Ron Van Cleve, Owen Watson, Tashiki Iron Priest. Yep. We all hang out together with Jason. And Teddy disappeared. So did Owen Watson. Everyone thought he passed away, but he didn't. No, he didn't. Everyone thinks he did. He didn't. But Teddy Wilson moved to Istanbul, Turkey.
Wow.
Okay? And he's been out there for years. Did you know, Vinny? Did you know him, Teddy Wilson?
No, but why?
He moved it. Well, he must have met a woman. He met a woman.
Wow.
And he moved out there with her. And the funny thing about it, I don't know if you guys know some of the background, and I know Dennis knows, but I'm very close with a lot of the people from Turkey and Istanbul. Yes. I've had private meetings even with the president of Turkey. You got to see some of the stuff these guys brought me into. And I'm not talking, some of them are martial artists, but a lot of guys are just government guys. And they brought me into their arms, if you want to say. And I've met so many wonderful, and they're great people. You got no idea. I have a friend of mine that just got a contract. I'm going to get on the show once, but just got a contract. I did a movie with him, and he put me on his producer with him. And we just got a contract from Turkey to film, being paid for by the Turkish government. So we're working on. We just got to get some letters. We got a letter from Cynthia and a letter from Don Wilson about what they feel, because they saw the other movies we did. Guys, unbelievable. Matter of fact, I'll send you guys the clip tonight about that. The guy's phenomenal. But he's doing a movie in Turkey now. So I get on the Facebook and I hit up Teddy Wilson. He goes, "Oh my God, how you doing? How you been?" I haven't spoke to him in 40 some odd years, and now I hook them up. So again, that round international circle that we're trying to build is all connecting with everybody. And like even Dennis says to me today, he goes, "Oh, I got a bunch of names I got to send you," and he's got some. Dennis, who do you have coming into the event this year?
I've got Maria Lindstrad from, I believe, Spain. I've got Guza Yaguza from Thailand. I've got a few people from different areas, Europe, Asia, and I'm going to say those names so we can get those people in there.
Yeah.
Also, through my shameless plug, Sunny Singh, Honorable Sins, great film.
Oh yeah,
he was the stunt man for Tony Jaa, and
yeah. He's got to get a haircut though. That's all we got to tell him. Hold on, we're from the Hands Club of Men, right, Vinny and Joe?
I told you what they took away in hair. What God took away in hair, He gave us back in personality.
There you go. That's why we got a great show, right, guys? Think about it.
We do.
All right, so we're gonna come on to the last closing minutes. We're about 45 minutes in already, so everyone's got a few minutes to talk about whatever they want to talk about. Again, because we have no idea what we're doing and talking about. So here we go. So let's go to Vinny first. He's on top there, next to Lou.
I'm bringing you solo, Vin. Go.
Okay. Awesome. Hey, Dennis. What's that? Take my moments, Dennis. Thank you for sharing that stuff. That was very, very cool. I appreciate that. What you were putting on Facebook. Thank you. Very respect, sir. Guys, Joe, I'm a fan. I love listening to you. I think you're terrific, pal. You're such a nice light guy, and you bring so much knowledge and just what the martial arts is to me, which is guys like you and Alan, and you see these good guys that actually are really good human beings, and they're all very good, skilled men, but they're just wonderful human beings. And I think that's the greatest thing that I see amongst the men that I meet at these things, at Action or at Dragon Fest as well. And it's Don and Cynthia, and it's usually the usual suspects. But I'm going to tell you, the people I met at the top were nicer than anybody I ever met at the bottom, which was something I thought was very strange. On the way up, you always got a pecking order in the dojos and groups and cliques and stuff like that. But when you get to one of these events, everybody there's somebody. They already made their bones a long time ago. Now everybody's just enjoying the community. That is the gravy right there for me. I mean, I love that feeling.
Yeah, that's it.
As I said, though, at my event, we've had celebrities that I've put out of my event. Okay, because again, they don't act the right way to some of the public. Not everyone has grown up. Most of them have. We're working on right now. Chuck Zito and I were talking about trying to get Mike Tyson to the event this year. So that would be a major coup, and maybe Holyfield too. We may have some interesting people this year besides our regular crew of people that always show up. But
I think
someone's going to act.
His son is his boxing now.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, we got 3 coming up. Don't they have the third fight's coming up really soon?
And they signed the contracts already. That's all signed. That should be interesting. Holyfield's still in great shape also. Mike is unbelievable. Holyfield's in still great shape. But, over the years, I've had people who have come to my event and, celebrity-wise, won't mention them on the air. Don't need a lawsuit. But I had one guy actually, I did one guy, and I will say that is very hot right now. Very hot right now, and Lou knows who I'm talking about.
Kicking the competition,
and I took the money in my hand like this, and I scrunched it up, and I threw it right in his face and walked away. Okay, and I did that, and I never invited him back to the event again.
Yep,
let it go. Just let it go. So some of those are private stories from my memoirs. One time,
we're gonna have to have a whole documentary, a biography about you, Alan. We're gonna do that.
Everyone says to me, "You got to write a story about your life." I says, "No, it ain't happening. You can't talk about most of it." So.
You got grandkids. You can't talk about this stuff.
Oh, really? You like that little clip I sent you last week? Okay?
I'm telling you, my friend was writing a story like that about one of your friends, and he said, I'm going to put your name in there. And he said, good. The day after the movie comes out, pick the place you want to be buried.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. But I just sent Vinny something, a friend of mine. It comes to my event, and I sent Vinny the article on the guy. So, whatever. I had a very colorful life. Let's just put it that way.
No, you did.
Anyway, Dennis, come on, your last minutes. Tell us.
You're solo, Dennis. You're on your own now.
I wanted to mention this too, that we had some of these people that Alan probably would have kicked out, and a couple of them that are not. They've been banned from the event. They've been posting the fakes and frauds. They've been posting stuff to smear some of my people, and you got to watch these guys. They're printing up these certificates, and they're getting next to some of our people. But these people, I do my best to try to expose them so that our people, when they come to the event, you know who these guys are. So you can watch out for these guys, because
about that nice group of the old Black Dragon, the fake group of Black Dragons.
yes,
And that was one of your highest rated shows you ever did.
yeah, I think we got like 4,000, almost
4,000 hits on that show. Pretty amazing. But yeah, Dennis, it's not hard to be nice. It really isn't hard to be nice. But when you're an asshole your whole life. It's simple as it is.
Yeah.
You walk around puckering your whole life. That's what it comes down to. All right, guys. I got to say what I got to say.
Ain't it the truth?
It is what it is. It is your show, Alan. It is your show.
Oh,
I love it, Alan.
I can say some other things also. Whatever. All right, Joe, come on, close this up, Joey.
All right, Joe, you're on your own. You're on your own. Joe, I'm putting you solo and sing a song. Do what you got to do. The floor is yours.
Well, first of all, I wanted to say when you mentioned about Teddy Wilson and Sidney and Ron Van Cleef, I remember the old British-based martial arts magazine that came out in America, Dragon Magazine. And he used to be featured, right? Yeah, I was going to say, you were featured in it as well. It was a wonderful British magazine. A lot of people don't remember it, but I do. And, I just want to say, we talk about the Action Martial Arts event, and it's amazing. When we're not just talking to seminars, we're not just talking, we haven't even touched upon the tournaments. I mean, my goodness, there's been all kinds of tournaments. We got to talk about that one night on the show. Amazing, Point MMA, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Kyokushinkai, Point Karate. I mean, you name it, it's been done there. Filipino stick and knife fighting. I mean, you name it, it's been put out there at the action event. But casting calls, at least a few times at that location, there have been casting calls for films for different actors. I know friends of mine personally who have been brought into different films, whether it be as an extra or as a fight choreographer or a member of the fight scenes. It's amazing what's available there, the diversity of it all. I think that's what's great about it. And I think, like I said, when you mentioned about the Black Dragon Fighting Society, I mean, I'm a real member of the real one from Bill Aguiar. You take these other people. Well, show me a picture you have with Cantante. They don't have one. Oh, let's look at your book. Oh, where's that picture from? You can't tell me? It's Bill Aguiar School in Fall River, Massachusetts. I know, I've been there. I was a real member of the Black Dragon Fighting Society, World Karate Federation back in the day. So when I see this stuff, I'm like going, all I want to do is one thing, tell the truth. That's it. Can't fight the truth, man. If I sit there and I can show you all these photos and different things, and you can't, but it's all about
Joe. The lie you bites you in the ass.
No. You betcha. So I'm just here telling the truth and having fun doing it.
Dennis and I were just talking today about something, and we had a gentleman that we blackballed from our event, and it's been blackballed from almost every other event, and he was giving away these fake certificates from the President of the United States.
Yeah.
Okay. And,
hey, take that off your wall now. Take it off.
Oh, you got to see this. And this guy conned a lot of people. Someone today on Facebook, real nice guy, I'm going to be bringing him on the show soon too, got a real commendation from the President of the United States for his charity work. Okay. And when he put it up, I wrote him right away. He says, "Where did you get this from, and who did you get it from?" And he knows me very well, so he gave me back. I said, "As long as you didn't get it from this gentleman, because see, you have a gold seal on the top, his doesn't. The other one's just a photocopy." Long story short, anyway. But there are a lot of fake news out there. There are a lot of great people out there, and just be aware of what's going on. We've seen so much in this industry that it's amazing that we still can keep the standards that we do. And that's why I think what I do and some of the other events out there, there's some great events that I love out there, even the World Karate Union up in the Poconos. Great event, great people. You know, there's some people that I stick up for all the time, and not just them, there's others that I think have done great events over the years. But it's all about integrity, guys. And if you don't have that integrity, how do you look in the mirror anymore? You know, it's nice to make a few dollars, okay? The only thing I tell you, if you had to make it illegally, stay home. It's not worth it. Oh, signing off the show now. Lou, anything you want to say?
No. Just we had a great show here, and guys, you know, we're going to continue to do this and continue to take the Power Hour and make it better and better. And Vero's going to get better and better, and we're going to have more things going on. And Vinny's going to make us laugh, and Joe's going to give his stuff, and Dennis he's going to start dancing around soon. Don't strip, no poles, Dennis. We don't want that. And Alan's going to keep bringing the truth to the table and bringing all the people here, and we're doing some great things. So yeah. On that note, Alan, you're going to take us home now.
I'm just going to thank you guys for coming. It always warms my heart. Everyone's heart is into the show, and that's important too. It's not a matter of just coming out and having an hour of good time. It's really about your hearts. Thanks a lot. And our audience, you got some suggestions? Please drop me a line. You want to come on the show? If you have something really good to say, let's get you on the show too. Very important to us that we get good people that have something good to say. Good night, folks. God bless you.